Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my teeny triangle Favour. As you can see, it is just so cute. It's little teeny tiny. He's only 2x2. Everything is 2x2 just lately, I think, that I've made. I have this obsession of 2x2s, but yes, cute little triangle. It's held together by a little magnet, and then as you open him up, there is just a little cubey little treat box in there. Again, an ideal little favour or for parties or whatever. But yeah, just fold him up. Just give your handle a little tidy. Oh, isn't he so cute? Hand penned. Lovely. I've just gone with the Blushing Bride Highland Heather Mint Macaron. So cute. So let's make him. Let's make this little cute fellow. So I have zoomed in a little bit just because it was easier to just try and show you, but now I need to zoom out to get all the card in. So you need a piece of cardstock that is 8x6, 15x20 centimetres. On the short side, we're going to score at 2 and 4 inches, which will be 5 and 10 centimetres. And on the long side, we're going to score at 2, 4 and 6, which will be 5, 10 and 15 centimetres. Okay, so I'm going to fold and burnish because, again, I think sometimes it makes life easier when I'm trying to show you where you need to score and cut, etc. So we'll fold and burnish all of these. Okay, so with your paper long ways or card long ways, we're going to cut out these top 2 squares. So we now have this shape. These centre squares here, we need to find the centre point on the outside edge. So for me, it's 1 inch. In centimetres, it'll be 2.5. And then we're going to score from there, so we create a triangle in the centre. And then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So again, find that centre point and score your triangle. Once we've done that, we are then going to measure. I have completely forgotten my angles. 1 inch, no it's not 1 inch, is it? Yes it is. 1 inch from the top corner there down to the point where our other triangle meets, and then we're going to do the same here. 1 inch down to that one. Repeat on the other side. I'm convinced this isn't 1 inch, but we'll roll with it until we've got there. We'll see. We'll see if this works. Okay. So what in theory now should happen is we're going to fold this up, and these points here, your triangle, will fold in. So that's where the side of your box will go in. Okay, no, I have done right, it's okay. So this large area here is going to be cut away. Now, I did do this a different way and found that it was just too card heavy. There was too much cardstock, and it was just too much of a nightmare when you closed the box or bag up. So I just thought, no, I'm going to cut all this away and see how it works, and it did work, so I was really pleased. So yeah, I'm going to cut all this away. So now you're left with this strange shape. And now what should happen is when you fold your bag in, like so, these bits will adhere to these sides. These will adhere to these sides. And then you get your box that will then fold together to create your triangle. It works. It did work. Okay, so the next thing you need to do, because I have something quite funny to show you. So when I made my original version, I made it all up, was really pleased with it, and then thought, oh bother, I forgot to die cut this scalloped edge. So can you see there on my phone? I actually made the box up and then I ran it through. Oh, so I'm not going to make that mistake this time. So we're going to decorate this edge before we get that far. So back in with your machine, and unfortunately I did need to use the big boy simply because I shall show you with the penned flowers dies. I've used this long strip here that needs to sit this way, and obviously our mini machine isn't big enough for that. So pop your card on here, pop your pretty little die. Now when I did this, I tried to make sure that, let me zoom in, this is really random because I'm doing this with the wrong hand here. When you put your die on, try and make sure that you've got the same, because it's no good having, let me see if I can sort of do it without, no, it's not going to work because it's even, but basically you see how the inside of the scallop is on the edge and the inside of the scallop is on the edge. That's how you really want to have it work. Now if you want to go right down to the edge you can. I did actually trim this one. Now I've zoomed in, everything's out of focus. Let's go back out, hang on. There we go. Yeah, when I did this one I did actually cut this piece down so that it wasn't so much on the edge. So I'm going to take 1/4 of an inch off this one. So I'm so haphazard about stuff. So take that off there, and then when I put this on, I'm actually going to have my scallops right close to that edge there. I'm then going to pop this top plate on. Please don't anything move. And then if I'm really happy, I'm going to whiz it through. And this is how I did the other one, was I literally just waited till I heard it sort of roll over the die, and then I came back out. So I'm going to take that out of the way, and there we have our really pretty scalloped lid. So I'm going to come back to that in a minute because we need to do the same with the DSP. So I have 4 squares of DSP here that are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, or 4.5 by 4.5 centimetres. And then I'm going to stick this on. I've gone for the plain as opposed to that pattern side, although I think that would look really nice on there too. So I'm popping these on the squares that haven't had anything done to them, if you like. And then this one, which is going to be for my lid, firstly will need to be cut down. So it'll be 1 3/4 by 1.5, because we need to take that into account there. And then back in with this and my machine. Now this might take a little bit of working out because I need to make sure that when I put my scallop on, my die cut on, the scallops line up so that it's central. So I'm just going to have a look whilst that's in place to see, right, so it needs to be over the middle of a scallop. So for this one I need to have it in the middle of the scallops, not in the inverted bit. So whiz this through. Keep everything crossed that this now works, because it was a complete and utter look more than judgment on the previous one. Take that off, get rid of that, get rid of that. Moment of truth now. Will this be the right? Yes. Okay, so now it sits quite nicely. I'm not going to say perfectly, but it sits how I want it to sit. I think that's the right way to look at it. And then just stick that on there. And now we can add our adhesive to these triangles here. And then these will just go just as you were making up, as if you were making up a box with your sides. There's no technical way to this. Just line the sides up. Don't want you sticking up, thank you, Mr. Bit of Adhesive. So as I say, it's just like you would make up a normal box. Line those edges up, and then you just fold him up. I'm not quite sure why that's not sitting straight, or why that piece of DSP is wonky, but you know, it's homemade, so what can I say? And then we just need to add magnets. So I've got a couple of these little bitty magnets here, and I got these off the site that sells most things that you can buy second hand or new. And these literally are the same size as glue dots, so for me I think they are just perfect. So I'm just going to pop one on either side there, and then literally I'm just going to pop it in the centre of my lid, and then close my box up, make sure it sits square and tight, and then I'm just going to hold it for a second whilst I tell you that I'm going to use some garden green and some blushing bride for my decoration. So back to my penned flowered dies. I'm going to put that away, and I'm going with the large flower and the 2 part leaf. And again, just because he's out and I've got him to hand, I'm just going to stick these on. Oh, banged my head on the tripod. So I'm literally just going to put those on there and run him through. Oh, crikey, impatient now. I'm trying to run it through before I put the second plate on. There we go, run that through. Pop those out down there. And then, so there's my flower, so I'll pop that away. And there's my leaf. Come on, come on, out you come, thank you. Get out. Oh my goodness. Right. And then just take those negatives out of there. And then I actually used, oh, and I nearly forgot my little bit of trim. So silver, oh, I'm going to go gold with this one, I think. So I'm just going to add my decoration. So glue dot to there. that is for my leaf that will sit, oh crumbs and more fingers and thumbs now, just there like so. And then I have some mini dimensionals here that I can just fit in the gaps. And I just need one more here, but these are actually too big, so I'm gonna take one and cut it in half and then stick him just there. In fact, I could probably use that other piece just there. There we go. Take the backings off. These are just a little bit fiddlier, but definitely worth it. And then I'm just going to stick him on the front like so. And then I'm just going to add my beautiful little bow. Let's hope that's enough. Feed it through there, close it up, and then I found the best way, because this is more rigid than ribbon, hence the reason I wanted to use this, I actually just did a double knot initially to get it to stay where I wanted, and then I just did my bow, which can be a little fiddly, like I said, because it's rigid really and it wants to do its own thing. Oh, crumbs. But once you've done it, it's nice and pretty. Right, let's try it this way. Don't you dare. Oh my goodness. Take a deep breath. There we go. You see, patience is a virtue. And then just give him a real good pull. And if you're really happy, you can just trim off that ribbon. Just going to pull that a bit tighter actually. And there you have your teeny triangle Favour. Aren't they cute? Thank you for joining me. See you all again soon. Bye.